Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we're going to be doing some more beta preview. So there's a recent change to the beta that I wanted to share with you all, which is a change in how hero attack works. And of course, it's important to remember this might not go live. This is just being tested on the beta because it is a pretty big change to how hero attack works. So basically, it works in two phases now. So once all characters from one side are eliminated, then you take hero attack, or you take damage from the opposing characters. So of course, 1 from regular, 2 from upgraded, and then after that, hero attack triggers. And if there's any characters left over after that, then level damage triggers. You'll see in this combat a good example here. So we didn't quite take out the last character before, so we took 1 damage from the remaining character, and then a hero attack took out the remaining character, so we didn't take the 2 level damage that we normally would have in that situation. But yeah, we're playing Mayor of Oinksburg, which the hero power says whenever you have leftover gold, everything in your shop gets a certain amount of stats, +1/+1 at level 2, and then it grows by +2/+2 per level, so 3/3 on 3, 5/5 on 4, etc. So we're gonna lock a pair of chameleons. A really good shop, I think, for this hero power. We do take some damage because we're kind of forced into playing our shops here. Like we don't have a lot of options. As we're gonna want to lock these for a few turns to really get them. I mean, we could play 2 5/4 chameleons. Like those are pretty likely to slay, I think, and against most boards. Although we are against Sundiata. Sundiata notoriously hard to slay against early because, of course, they could spike a sprout, they could spike an owl, and usually those grow pretty quickly. We are going to complete our quest on the beast here, and that's from buying 3 royals or furnitures. That's what that level 2 quest unit does, anyhow. And also it has I don't know if you're familiar with the beast, the character in position 7 there. So it says if it turns good, then it transforms, and we do have a turn good spell in the shop, but we're actually not going to take it. The gold just doesn't work out for us there, mostly because I want to make use of this other character, the stork post. But yeah, sorry. Once you transform the beast, it turns into a prince, and then the prince says whenever you buy a royal or a furniture, it gets +2/+2 permanently. We do have to sell something there to get 1 gold. We'll leave 1 gold in our shop so we can grow these chameleons one more time. We're going to pick them up on 4.0 because we would like to turn them into 5s over 4s, I think, at this point. And of course, they're going to get the extra stats from Mare for the 4.0 here. So we got 2 14 power chameleons. I think that's a good spot to be in. We did hemorrhage quite a bit of HP there, but at least we sort of stabilized in that last combat. Again, there's that turn good spell, Angel's Feather, I think it's called. Yeah, Angel Feather. So we could turn our beast good, but at this point, it's a little bit too late for it to matter. Yeah, we're just hoping for chameleon slays. Unfortunately, we're a little bit too strong there, and only one of our chameleon slays, and it turns into a corgi, which is arguably the worst level 5 to turn into. Corgi, I feel like you don't really get much use out of corgi unless you're like fully dogs, which is a little bit awkward. I mean, I'm sure there's situations where corgi can make use of those extra stats, but for the most part, I'm pretty hesitant to pick it up in general. Okay, another change in the beta, one that I'm actually a really big fan of, is there's been a change to red fluff. So red fluff now says, whenever I attack, trigger the dying breath of the characters behind me. That's why you see that position 6 monster book there, because of course, for those familiar with Storybook Brawl, basically red fluff is now also copycat, which I think is a great change. I think that makes like normally, like, fluffs don't do anything unless you have a bunch of fluffs, right? So giving this red fluff an extra ability to make it basically synergize with a lot of units that have like dying breath, it just makes it not only a really fun unit, in my opinion, but also just like a unit that can synergize with a lot of other things. And I think that's a really good change, and I think that's like I've said many times, that's really the direction that I would love to see the game go. I would like to see a bunch of these things that are like hyper specific, sort of find ways to integrate and synergize with the rest of the game in a better way. I think again, like the hero attack change is a little bit weird. It makes the hero attack heroes like a lot worse. But also, I think the hero attack the entire hero attack tribe, like I think entire Hunter's tribe needs to be overhauled. We did pick up a pair of Star Childs there, and we didn't play them, which I'm not. I guess I wanted to play animals here. I kind of glossed over this other level 5, this new level 5 today's trader, which is an interesting one. So it says it says Dying Breath. I get permanent stats equal to the amount of animals on your starting board, and then return me to the shop, and I cost 0. I'm not really sure what the returning to the shop thing accomplishes. Like maybe it's like the downside is it takes away a shop slot. We do get to triple it here for a level 5 though, so I think it's going to get +2/+2 for each animal on our starting board. I was hoping that it would interact with Red Fluff and like add a second one to the shop, but unfortunately that's not how that works. Which I guess it kind of makes sense because it returns itself to the shop. It can't return itself to the shop twice, right? So it's not making copies of itself. But yeah, it's just a little disappointing. That's not how that works. But also, like, I think it's an interesting concept. I think it's an interesting design space maybe to explore things that return themselves to the shop. And also, I think it kind of works with the Oinksburg Mare's hero power, which honestly we're not going to make use of again. Like after that initial hold for the chameleons, like I'm just not super interested in locking my shops. I think, I guess depending on what they are. Like I just think the stats kind of fall off pretty quickly. I think on level 3, like again those chameleons, they're like really benefit from the stats though. And like maybe if you had like a pair of Radiant Fairies on 4, I could see locking those for a couple turns, but I mean things start to accelerate so quickly that I don't love just locking the same shop over and over again, even with for some extra stats. But yeah, we have again, we have stabilized. We're at 15. Like we haven't lost much HP since that initial onslaught, dropping us to 17. We are on level 6 here, but I did lock a level 5 treasure because I think there are a couple good level 5s here, and Shard is definitely one of them. We could potentially pick up a 6. That'll give us direction here. Also, my position 6 character there is Portal Wardrobe, which is essentially Wombats in Disguise for those of you familiar with Storybook Brawl, which basically says has Dying Breath, summon a random character, and give it my stats. So we're going to be summoning a random character and give it +22/+22. I'm not sure why I still have this tomorrow's trader or today's trader in our backline being triggered by the now golden fluff, which we did spend our shard on it just because I really wanted to see if we could make use of this new and improved red fluff. And yeah, we find a good boy to go with our now golden red fluff. Come up against a really powerful Kiv board here though. We are going to lose by quite a bit, dropping us down to 6. Yeah, they're very strong. I mean, there's 6.0. They had Golden Arthur and Kiv and even some a very large Fire Mage there. I mean, they had like perfect mage treasures. So on Morgan Le Fay there. So they're going to be pretty tough to contend with, but now that we have this good boy, we essentially have Copyboy. We've got the red, or I guess it's Fluff Boy now. Hopefully, we're going to be able to get enough stats on this good boy to compete and throw them around. I mean, we need to fill the rest of our board with good characters as well before this thing really goes off. I mean, the corgi is good, but if we play the corgi, then that does turn off our harp. So I ended up taking the corgi off there and just playing the stork instead. Also, notably, with this fire rune, the double dying breath rune, when the fluffs attack, it does trigger the dying breath twice. Like the fire rune is triggered, which I'm not sure if that's necessarily intentional. But yeah, we find a core fusion here. That's huge. That's going to be a huge power spike for us, and a pretty important one because, of course, like a 14/14 good boy can only go so far, especially with the multiplying stats at level 6 here. But yeah, the core fusion that today's trader that we've been building up slowly over the course of these last several turns ends up paying off with our with that core fusion onto the good boy. So yeah, we're gonna be throwing a lot more stats around. Also, you'll notice that I turned the portal evil, and that is for a reason, because we do need to turn something evil before it can turn good. We can't just go from neutral to good, unfortunately. So that was my plan. Basically, turn it evil and then hope for the spell that turns it good, and then we can play that along with our good boy. We ended up taking a purple fluff here. I think we should have just taken the Radiant Fury. I figured the purple fluff has unyielding. It kind of increases the amount of stats that we get from the fluff in front of it, which is like, I don't know, it's a little bit too cute, I think. Like, we're never getting enough fluff stats to matter here. So I think Radiant Fairy in that same position with the Dying Breath being triggered by the fluff would have been just much better. Also, we didn't take the second portal. I mean, I just don't know how many speculative level 5 pairs we can get. If we don't find the spell that turns it good, then it just sits in our hand and it's just kind of a dead 5 gold. We do find the spell though, so we get to play Portal, and we're going to switch it in over the purple fluff here, because of course it's going to get triggered an extra time by the red fluff, and hopefully it's going to catch these good boy buffs. Also, we found a Phoenix, which we were very happy to pick up. Unfortunately, Phoenix is not a Dying Breath for some reason. I locked the Merlin here. That was a mistake. I was thinking, like, I want to get ranged characters for my good boy, but at the same time, like, I want to keep my Dying Breath in the back as well. So having a position 7 ranged character isn't exactly ideal. But yeah, you'll see just how many stats we're throwing around with this very large good boy and red fluffs now, which is pretty impressive. I mean, it's not even an upgraded good boy yet, so we need to keep an eye out for Ascendants, and of course we would love to find more good boys. We're gonna take a second what do you call it? Phoenix. I feel like I play Phoenix just so infrequently. I sometimes forget. Yeah, we find the second good boy though, which means we are going to turn off our harp here. I think playing the second good boy to catch good boy stats is just way more valuable. I could have played it in the back, but I figured playing one on the front. I mean, this is how I used to play Copyboy as well. I like to play one in the front, one in the back, just so they can bounce stats off one another. And just in case like our red fluff gets taken out, then we don't have just 2 good boys in the back doing nothing. And then we get to throw a bunch of stats on the Portal Wardrobe and summon some very large characters, just like we saw there. But yeah, there we go. Copyboy lives, or Fluff Boy. So yeah, like I said, I'm a really big fan of this fluff change. I think it's a lot of fun. I expect people are going to complain that it's too good when they lose to it, but I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's again, I think it really encourages you to play some weird builds like this. Like, I mean, like good boy, usually you need to work pretty hard to make good, and is very, very vulnerable to something like Taylor or whatever. So I like being able to kind of protect it. I mean, like, this is still kind of vulnerable to Taylor, I guess. Like, if your fluff gets taken out, like, you're still very weak. But anyways, like I said, I just think it's a lot of fun. Let me know what you think about the hero attack change, as well as the red fluff change, of course. Let me know if you've been playing the beta, what you think of it. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. If you got this far, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. That helps the video get sent deep into the depths of YouTube. I would very, very much appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.